guys, welcome in our first video slash vlog. As you can see, this is BMW E46 328i. It's model year 2000. It's pretty much stock. We only did some basic repairs. We changed the whole cooling system. We did the alignment as well as we fixed the
rear trailing arm bushings. The brackets that hold them were upside down.
Yeah, so it was in hands of some pretty competent mechanics, as you can say. What's wrong with it? As you can see...
That's the story about your hood.
Yeah, so right now the hood is silver, or more like it's Titan silver, I think, in the proper name of the color. And carries Orient Blau, so Orient blue. The hood was blue as well, but when we were changing, I think it was front brakes, or no, we were fixing the brake dust shields, because they rusted off. So we were working around the wheels and somehow I forgot that I popped the latch open from the inside of the car.
Yeah, so it was just holding on this
by the default latch.
Yeah.
And so when we finished everything, we went for a ride, and let's say I did a quick pull from the stop sign onto the highway, and in like 140 kilometers, it's like almost 100 miles.
Yeah, we were doing like
90 miles an hour, let's say. And all of a sudden we couldn't see anything because the hood
flew open, and it basically flew open.
And it folded around the windshield.
Yeah, it tore off the
hinges.
No, the hinges held.
The
shock.
The shock basically flew out of the brackets. Yeah.
And it folded the hood over the roof. It dented the roof slightly.
You can maybe see some dents here if it will focus. Okay, there is some dent here around near the sunroof. Fortunately, the windshield didn't break. Also, the sunroof is doing okay. All the mechanisms work. So then I was riding with like crumpled hood. I can show you pictures or some videos maybe as well. But then a month ago or 2 months ago, we changed the hood. It's waiting to be painted, but we have a lot of work to do with the rust. So for now it will stay like this, and we want to make sure it's fine on the technical side of the things. And as it is my daily, and I wanted to keep it as my daily, we have to make some repairs to keep it on the road and to pass inspections. Now there are a few problems with it. There are faulty O2 sensors. The wheel bearings are making very strange noise, but it's not strange to us because it's damaged as well.
They are completely shot, so we are going to change the wheel hubs. We are going to change also his O2 sensors because they are also shot, and we're going to change what else? ABS sensors or wheel speed sensors because the traction control is not functional. And now when there's winter time and snow everywhere, it's kind of funny when you drive without traction control, but sometimes it is good to use it. So we want to make sure it's working properly. They are our daily drivers, but as many of you may know, if you are interested in those cars, you know that they need a lot of attention and range time to keep them on the road. Let's get straight into the repair, shall we?
So here are the parts which we are going to change today. As I said already, these are the wheel hubs by the FAG brand, and here you can see the whole assembly. The ABS sensors, Delphi, brake dust shields. So to start, we are going to undo the wheels, and then we are going to check the car up.
Yeah. So first, let's just loosen the wheel bolt, the breaker bar.
Where is the jack? The best sound.
Now we are going to lift the front part of the car up and use two jack stands to support the car via the jacking pads here, or lifting or jacking point. Be careful. It's okay?
Yeah, it's sliding slowly, but now it's in the middle. This is one functional dust shield, but on the other side it's missing, so we are going to replace probably both, as it will be down already.
To be able to disassemble all this, we need to remove the calipers, the caliper bracket, we need to remove the brake rotors, and there is a
Big
there is a big ass nut. It's 46 millimeter. I bought a 46 millimeter socket to go straight into there, and we can loosen it. It's a hex slot, so we're gonna use appropriate adapter and remove them like this. Yeah.
As you can see, or here,
Bottom one.
the bearing is making pretty weird
I'm
noise.
gonna use the hammer in my wrench. Now that our rotors spin freely, we're gonna remove the hubcaps. They are, most of the times they are single time use, so they were kind enough that the new front hub assemblies have new fresh hubcaps. You can see the 46 millimeter that I've been speaking about. So you can use the chisel and hammer it out so that we will be able to turn it. Okay, all right.
So something like this on
Yes.
either side.
And now we're gonna use our big breaker bar, 3B big breaker bar. In this case, it's a 3/4 of an inch. It's stronger, so you don't have to worry about breaking your breaker bar. And make sure it's 46. Yeah. Nope. Okay.
Average Taco Bell enjoyer.
Yeah. And you can, and just leave it there. Is it this one? Yes. Yeah, it's Allen key here. Other side pops out, pops off. And the main reason why we are doing this is because they are shot, and you can easily distinguish it because when you spin them, they make noises. You can already hear it. And listen, listen. As it turns,
This one is the worst side, and you can hear it as well. As you can guess, the sound only gets worse. The higher the speed, the louder the noise, and you can barely hear the music in the car because this is really,
keep in mind there's no nut.
yeah, but as well
Damn.
there is some play in it.
Spin it one more time.
It sounds like there are no wheel bearing balls there.
Yeah, but the inner race may have gotten
But you
loose.
can see, it was due time, let's say.
How many kilometers did you drive with
Oh,
this? With 10,000?
I'm using it without the ABS for like 10k or
Yeah.
something like this kilometers. So
The only
like 5,000 miles or
Yeah.
something.
the only positive thing about this is you don't have to always push the DSC button when you want to skid on snow. There are two bearing races, inner bearing races, the outer one and the inner one. And based on the design of this, when you pull this out, either with your hands or with the puller, inner bearing race will get stuck on the spindle on this shaft, and you will need another puller to pull it down. So yeah, we need a puller for this because it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's kind of interference fit, meaning that the diameter of this shaft is a little bit bigger than the diameter of the bearing races. Thus, you have to like hammer them on. So they designed this in a way that it can have a slop inside it. Well, maybe you can use good old hammer to hammer on this, but we're not gonna do this savage way. If you want to deal with cars, you have to invest just even a little bit to have the appropriate tools. Can barely get here, and I hope it will hold. Otherwise, I will have to go and
Yeah, it's going already.
yeah. And yes, This is what I've been speaking of. You can see the inner race is here, is stuck. Oh, we are there. And now tighten the nuts.
Can we tighten those ones so it's not on the edge of the thread?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are going to tighten the puller, and let's hope it will go out and
Just turn it. Yeah. When you use the puller, it's really easy. Get it? Yeah.
so you can see it was holding by those jaws the inner ring or little gap.
Yeah. Look, I can crush it with my fingers.
Yeah.
And here we can see the front wheel speed sensors we've been talking about.
So here we have the new ABS sensor, the new brake dust shield, and also, as you saw already, the new wheel hub, wheel bearing and everything. So we can install the new sensor. So the sensor will go like this. It should be hard to slide inside. So as you can see, it is not going inside very well. So we have to grind it off a little bit with some sandpaper, because it's, as you can see, everything is rusty. I tried to use some wire brush to clean it off, but it's not going very well. But again, we will probably spend like 90% of time working on this car removing rust, so this will be another story. So I will just try to remove as much as I can of this rust with this sandpaper, and then we will hope it will go inside.
Alright folks, we managed to do the passenger side. We installed the brake splash shield, and then we installed the bearing. When you are installing the bearing, just make sure it's really perpendicular to the spindle, to the shaft, and then hammer it using appropriate socket on the inner races. When you will hammer on the inner races, there is no way you're gonna damage the bearing. And after some time, it just jumped straight to the back. And then when you expose the threads, you can use the nut to tighten it down. And the torque value is, we did it to 290 Newton meters, I think.
Okay, so the moment of truth. Let's see. And for the next video we are going to change this ugliest head unit, because it's really not my style. Let's go. For now it's still on the dash, but I think we should drive for a few meters at least, and it should turn off. Let's hope for the best. Okay, so as I thought, the lights turned off, so the ABS and ASC should be working fine.